Hey all, so today we are going to be watching myself Empire with Balthasar Gelt at the head. We have allies with Tileans and dwarfs, which we'll get to in a second. First of all, we'll start off with the enemy forces. They also have backup with Kholek Sun Eater, but he won't appear for just a while, so we'll start off with Archaons, which is basically a lot of knights, chariots, chaos warriors there. And of course there's Archaon himself, the man of the hour. Now at this point this was the chaos warrior invasion basically, so we have, we've had the marauders, the Norscan tribes attack us already. Now we're on to the actual chaos invasion. As we can see, it's a pretty elite force. Numbers wise it's not too hefty, but compared to, on both on my side and with the Tileans, we have a lot of swordsmen. There's a bright wizard and an equivalent empire captain and melee general. Getting back to ourselves there, we've got the flank held down with swords just for defense, as well as Balthasar just as the general. There was a lot of ranged because of the armor piercing, especially with the handgunners, and the spears are of course anti-large, whereas swordsmen hold down the fort. There was a slight surprise as well, of course, with the forest. There's some more spearmen just to basically try and hold down anything attacks, as well as 1 and 2 units of halberds. Just focus on the, well, of course, Kholek for one, because he's large. Also to help against any knights or chariots, just because they can take so much damage. Oh, also trolls, yeah. So there's the second chaos force coming up my flank. So thank God thank Sigmar for the halberds being in the forest to hold off. And there's, of course, the second general, Kholek. Now, I did kind of take advantage of the situation here, because Kholek has already taken a bit of a beating, but you gotta do what you gotta do, eh? And just as pre-warning, I did make a few mistakes. I did realise that a bit too late, but we'll get to that as we notice it. The Tileans, I've noticed, always have a lot of pistoliers, a lot more than I would use. But it did a good job at least of baiting the heavy units of chaos at bay while the dwarf reinforcements came in. Obviously once they come in they bring a lot of quarrelers, grudge throwers, a lot of range and a lot of just real heavy shield walls. Well, until this happens, of course. Dwarves look just so good and it looks so well. I really have to say in this game they've got the character designs down to a T, compared to the tabletop models, which is nice. It is nice to see Warhammer Fantasy given a bit of life again. Oh, there's my first bout of successful magic as well. Doesn't help a couple of slayers that get stuck, but they don't seem to take any serious damage out of it, which is good. Oh, there's my first mistake as well, just letting my units chase when they really should be keeping online. So here we've got quarrelers as well as my own ranged handgunners just coming in and just making an absolute mess out of the chariots. While Tilia, they did a good job of holding up a lot of the Chaos forces, but I fear it was just that, and use them as fodder, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Using the likes of Syrian Doom or Flaming Skull or Comet of Cassandoras, of course they have their setup time. If it doesn't hit a unit, it at least has, with AI at least, has the benefit of sort of causing AI to stagger itself and move back before it again. It gives you a couple of of important seconds to reform your units, which is always a good thing. And you got to give points to that Imperial soldier there for at least trying, even if he did get smacked across the face by a Chaos Warrior's axe. Or are these chosen, in fact? No, they're just Chaos Warriors. Now, this is something I should have recorded but didn't. We had, as we saying earlier in the video, Kholek wasn't it wasn't too hot to start off with, but pretty much I just sent in a unit of swordsmen and they mopped them up, which is nice because it kills leadership for the Chaos Warriors. Well, at least one aspect. We still have Archaon floating about. By this stage, he has a lot of fire magic. You know, he has his offensive magic and his. He can also cast. I've completely forgotten Cascading Cloak, is it? The one that gives a lot of defensive buffs to already pretty hardy Chaos Warriors. And this is not a good sign for the Tileans. You don't ever want your lord being surrounded by about 2-3 units of heavy infantry. Of course, nor do you want your wizard getting into mass combat. I think, you know, you're desperate whenever you send Pistoliers in to give a rear charge, because they don't last very long whatsoever. And this is what happens whenever you get a bit carried away with your lord's ability to run faster than he can. He ends up getting knocked over and beaten up. Also, there's Cascading Cloak. There's Archaon giving some buffs to his knights. Clearly hoping to snipe out my own units, my own lord, sorry. These guys here, Possessed, I don't fight them very often, at least not anymore, because, well, you'll see. They tend to be in Chaos Warrior armies, and we'll get to that shortly, but they're not something you're going to fight. I mean, between them and Archaon, that army is a melee powerhouse. And then there's the Hell Cannon. Just makes absolute mincemeat. I mean, I guess I should feel bad for sending a lot of my allies to their demise. A lot of the piles of corpses around where Archaon's currently fighting there is just Tilean bodies. I'm sure they felt good about themselves, you know, sending in allies, and I basically just used them as glorified meat shields for my own, from my perspective, more important lives. Yeah, we can assume that guy's not making it alive. So this thing's having a hard time that I have 3 fresh units just sitting in the trees. And just look at this. I mean, I'm not. The dwarfs are just absolutely firing quarrelers in, and you're getting 1 or 2 taken out, but under that firepower is not very much happening really. Well, of course these guys are chosen. They're very, very high tier infantry. Handgunners on the other hand, absolutely wonderful. And there's the last of the Chaos spawn. Sorry, I said possessed earlier, I mean Chaos spawn. Kind of like a cornered wolf, I guess. But there we go. What this means is if I want, I can move 2 units forward and secure my flank, which I definitely will. I haven't played Chaos yet, so I don't know the ins and outs with stats, but I assume that the likes of Dig of Rust into choosing our Chaos Warriors is just a good option. And yeah, that is vomit. That is trolls vomiting into my men. In the lore they vomit like a corrosive liquid. There was an old image in an old White Dwarf years ago, and it showed in sort of detail what happens whenever you get troll bile on you. It's just Imperial soldiers. Maybe it's a diorama. Anyway, it's essentially Imperial soldiers with their skin being flensed off, and not a nice way to go. Oh well, the Warhammer world isn't exactly known for nice ways of dying. I have no idea why these swordsmen were just standing there as well. I'd like to say that I had some great excuse. They were going to, I don't know, secure the flank, but no, I just forgot about them. These things happened. And of course there's Archaon standing pretty, you know, he's not doing very much. I can cope with this. I don't like it, but yeah, and this happens. Some handgunners goad him into a fight. So even at half health he's still incredibly dangerous. Well, especially when he actually 1 unit shooting on him. At this point there's not even any tactics happening anymore. It's just a free-for-all. It's just yeah, it's just absolute anarchy. It's one-on-ones, it's unit against unit. Looking back, I probably should have helped the Tileans a bit more, but I think it helped me in that I had a lot more bodies to push into this, whereas the Tileans kind of had a war of attrition, I guess. And of course, while they're being held up, then I can use Balthasar to throw in his magic. Now the Hell Cannon in lore is a demonic infused cannon made of flesh and skulls and dark magic. Judging by the fact that that just shot into a unit of Chaos Warriors, it's clearly just a demon trying to, what do you say, become unbound, just attacking randomly, just sporadic fire in that case, then it just helped break a unit of Chaos Warriors. So yeah, it's kind of just massed in the center. Blob here desperately trying to kill Archaon to essentially destroy the leadership of the unit. A lot of the Chaos units are currently shaken up or breaking or whatever, but they're still charged. I mean, you still have a large unit of Chaos Warriors coming in there. That's not what you want. Thankfully, and hell cannon sporadic fire in there, taking a good number of its own out. Because of course, Khorne doesn't care from where the blood spills as long as it spills. At this point as well, Archaon is trying to break, but lords or units won't fight whenever they're breaking, so just taking advantage of the situation. And there we go. There's the Lord of the End Times, fallen by some unknown Empire soldier, not even some great hero, which is just, it's just lovely to see. It just gives my range units time to clear anything. It still has the gall to try and charge me, or get attacked in the rear by Chaos Spawn. The Spawn are also, going back to the earlier point about the designs on them, of the Chaos Spawn, you can sort of notice like human-esque faces. It all looks very impressive because Chaos Spawn are well, devotees of Chaos that get one too many mutations and essentially lose all humanity. So you can sort of see these like tortured abominations. Because I don't think the models give them this kind of just that presence. Yeah, they look horrible, but they don't look as dangerous as this. Just twice the size of a normal man, and just they almost look like the Flood from Halo. And that's just great, just watching them get cut down. This is exactly what you want to see with your handgunners, is just units just falling under your gun lines. Or whatever remains of the grudge throwers. I think there's one left. There really wasn't much left of the dwarfs. I think there was a unit of quarrelers, a grudge thrower and a lord left. 3 men or 3 dwarfs out of that unit. But at this point, yeah, there's nothing left, so everything's right except for the hell cannon. It doesn't break basically, so just gonna send in some halberds while the dwarfs try and catch it outside of the, you know, whenever it tries to escape the forest. So we're just gonna catch it in the middle, and the dwarfs get to take out some of their dark cousins at Balthasar, and I get to fend off chaos from the lands of men, everyone wins. And as we probably saw with the amount of bodies on the field, there wasn't much left at all. The dwarfs had 133 men out of over 1,300. And the Tileans only had that much by virtue of their fleeing, I reckon. Whereas Archaon killed over 364 men, which is ridiculous. But, brought an end to what probably should have been a lot harder in my campaign. But that's always nice to have. And saves me a lot of hassle. So it was, I completely realised I lucked out. I absolutely lucked out with Kholek being in such low health. I imagine that he would have caused me a lot more hurt if I had have tried fighting him off at full health, but gotta take what you can. Anyway,